Home prices are a topic I have spent quite a bit of time on over the past few weeks, and with good reason. Are they going up? Are they going down? Are they holding steady? There just seems to be a lot of misinformation and or confusion out there about what in the world is going on with home prices. There might be a headline that says home prices are going up. Then there's another headline that says home prices are slated to fall. So what exactly is true? Well, in today's video, I'm going to dive into the latest on home prices here in Frisco. I'll show you how they've changed and what they are likely to do over the coming months based upon what we know right now. And if you stick around till the end, I've got an example for you that shows you if a home was purchased last year, how did that home's value change over the course of the year and what is it worth today? So let's dive into all of that right now. Hi, this is Andrew with the Andrew Smith team here in Frisco, Texas. And home prices, as I mentioned right at the beginning, there's something I've talked a lot about over the past couple of weeks, and with good reason. I mean, here's just an example of some of the headlines that we've seen recently. I mean, the Dallas Federal Reserve warned that home prices could fall as much as 20%. Fortune magazine described an article, picked up a report from Moody's, I should say, that showed housing markets are at risk of 15 to 20% home declines. And yet another one says home prices could fall as much as 20% next year. Now, all of those came out last fall. And with that, there's a lot of people that are still assuming that home prices are about to or could fall 15 to 20% this year, here in 2023. And that is going to be exacerbated in the coming weeks, you might say, because year over year pricing is going to show declines. But does that mean that home prices here in Frisco are continuing to fall? And the answer is no, they are not. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen, and I just want to show you exactly what has happened with home prices and give you some insights into what to expect if you are thinking about buying or selling a home. And if you want to be notified whenever I put out a new video like this, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Give me a thumbs up, hit that thumbs up notification, and then you'll be alerted anytime I put something new out. Okay, what we're looking at here is the median sales price in Frisco going all the way back to January of 2020. So it's basically a 3-year chart. And what I want to do is just focus in on this area right here to give you some perspective on what's going on. So right here in January of 2022, the median sales price in Frisco was $623,650. As you can see right here, between January and April, we had a massive run up in pricing. That is when bidding wars and multiple offers were at their peak. It was an absolute frenzy here in Frisco with regards to home buying. Well, right about March is when interest rates really started to climb. And as a result, when those interest rates got higher and higher, and a lot of questions about what was going on, buyers started to pull back. Buyers started to pause. As a result, our home prices here in Frisco peaked in April of 2022 at $760,000. And then you'll see that home prices fell rapidly between April and August. As a matter of fact, they fell 17%. So right there in with those forecasts of 15 to 20% price declines. Here's the problem. Those forecasts didn't come out until the fall. Here in Frisco, we'd already seen the price declines. So why is that? Well, one of the reasons is that for nationally, home prices didn't peak until June. We were a couple of months ahead in our market here compared to the rest of the country. And home prices fell rapidly as mortgage rates kept climbing. But here in Frisco, there's still enough people moving in. There's still enough demand where the sellers and the home builders were offering substantial financing incentives, such as buy downs, mortgage rate buy downs. And as those became more popular, we kind of hit a floor. So in August, prices here stopped declining. We kind of were treading water, if you like, all the way through into November, and then they jumped. So why did prices jump again at the end of the year? Well, two reasons. Number one, the builder incentives. A lot of that was new construction. The builders were on a big push to sell homes that had been canceled on. They had existing inventory that was getting close to being done, and they offered some incentives to move that product. It worked. The same thing at the same time, mortgage rates started to come down. And as mortgage rates came down, buyers started to jump back into the market, unsure about where mortgage rates were going to go and wanting to lock something in the event that mortgage rates went higher. As a result, we saw pricing jump up a little bit, held steady in January. If you saw my video a couple of weeks ago, we had this big drop off in February, which I said I believed was an anomaly due to kind of the mix of homes that had sold in that particular month. And I didn't think that was a trend. That turned out to be true as prices jumped back up again here in March. So year over year price declines, you are going to see reports about those, but I just want to be clear as to why. Well, right here, year over year pricing in Frisco is down 1.7%. That's because pricing last spring was going up so fast. We are not back to our peak. It's not even close to being back to the peak yet. As a result, it's going to appear year over year as though prices are declining. That will be the perception. But as you can see, since last August, if you just drew a straight line through here, we haven't gone greatly up or down in any sense of the word. And I do not believe that this line is going to continue on a trajectory up this way. I believe that this is going to flatten. We are expecting price increases to continue here in Frisco, but nothing like what you saw back here. That could change, but I do expect that this is going to flatten. And the latest reports that I have seen are forecasting price increases of anywhere from 1.3 to 5%, some saying all the way up to 10%. Don't know if we'll quite get there, but it does still look as though prices are going to inch up here due to the fact that we've still got strong demand. And you can see that every time mortgage rates drop, demand goes up. People start applying for mortgages again, and we see a blip in sales activity. So as we stand as of the end of March, prices are now 10% lower than they were at the peak. So we've recovered 7% of the value that was lost over the summer last year already. So again, if you're one of those people out there that think prices are going to fall here in Frisco another 15 to 20%, there is absolutely nothing anywhere in any of the data right now to suggest that. Could it happen? Sure. No one knows for sure exactly what the future holds or exactly what the economy is going to do. But as of right now, I can tell you activity out there is brisk. Homes are selling. The ones in the best condition that are priced right are selling. All right. So right now, it doesn't look as though we're going to see any big drops. And like I said, I'm going to expect this to continue flattening out a little bit. Now, one thing here I wanted to show you lastly is that you may have heard or seen that multiple offers are coming back, and they are. We are starting to see multiple offers, and that's only due to the fact that there's more buyers in the market right now than there are sellers, right? So property is in high demand. So if anyone's been considering selling your home, the competition is low right now, and it might not be a bad idea. But when I say there's multiple offers, that does not mean that there were bidding wars. As you can see, last year, April, May, right? I mean, homes were selling for nearly 110% of list price, so 10% over. Right now, homes are selling for an average of 98.3% of list price. So even though you are seeing multiple offers in the market at times, there are not crazy bidding wars going on, ramping those properties way up in price. Now, as promised right at the beginning, I was telling you, I have an example for you on how exactly home values here in Frisco have changed. So here, what you're looking at right here is this is making an assumption that you purchased a home for $500,000, just a round number, arbitrarily picked. So you purchased a home for $500,000 in January of 2022. Well, based upon the rapid run up in prices that we had, you can see here that your home value increased substantially. As a matter of fact, that home was worth $590,000 by April, just a few short months later. Well, pricing then, as you know, started to drop off. So the value dropped to 565. That value continued down, but never got below what your original purchase price was. As a matter of fact, by December, it was back up to 570,000. And as of January, that home would still be worth $555,000. So yes, prices did go down, but at the same point in time, they never got back below what you would have paid. So the overall trend over time continues to be up. Now, with that in mind, the only people that are in jeopardy right now of having negative equity in their home are the people that completed purchases last March, April, May, June. That 4-month window, that's when prices were at their highest. And those people, you're down. From the peak, you could be down anywhere from 5 to 10%, depending upon when you bought. I do expect that will come back. And again, most people buy property for the long term. So again, hope this information helps on giving my perspective on where we are on pricing here in Frisco. If you have additional questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. There's a link to my calendar in the description below. There's also a link to my latest buyer and seller guides for spring, which have just been released. And as always, you can reach out directly by sending an email to andrew@theandrewsmithteam.com, or feel free to give me a call at 469-296-5230.